Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some news updates from around the land of smiles for you today, this Thursday, January 30th. But before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the Thaiger to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we'll be talking about some reckless drivers leading to some tragic or near tragic results. A restaurant altercation between a Thai-Irish couple and a not-so-neutral Swiss man. And a little later, protests expected in Jakarta regarding a fatal shooting incident between Indonesia and Malaysia. But first, we're back here in Thailand. A viral video of a Thai man kicking a motorcyclist has sparked police action. That's right, a viral TikTok video showing a Thai pedestrian kicking a motorcyclist who ran a red light and ignored a zebra crossing in Bangkok has led to the rider's arrest on January 29th. The video, originally posted by @PIsMyName, showed the TikToker reacting angrily when the motorcyclist rode into a crowd at a crossing on Ratchadamri Road. The video was later deleted, but resurfaced through news outlets, sparking criticism of the police for inaction. Following public pressure, Lumpini police arrested the 26-year-old rider, known as Jadasada, who admitted to the violation. He now faces 5 charges, including reckless driving and riding without a license, with penalties ranging from fines to possible imprisonment. This is definitely an issue here in Thailand. The motorcycle guys are not very respectful when it comes to pedestrian crossings, and as a pedestrian in the city, I've experienced this a couple of times. I've also been on the back of my Grab driver where he's done it, and I get shamed and feel embarrassed when my Grab driver does it as well. So yes, this is an easy thing to do. I get it. You're on a bike. You're not as dangerous as a car could be, but you're still we get very little time to actually cross at these zebra crossings. There's not a lot of respect for pedestrians. So when the lights change, you gotta pay heed. So interesting that this guy, the pressure because of the attention has actually led to the arrest of this guy. Maybe that will change some bike riders' behaviors. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Damien says, never trust a crossing in Thailand. Pretty fair advice. Certainly look both ways anyways. And Bijan Bain, thank you. Coming in from Hua Hin. Happy Lunar New Year. Gong Si Fa Zai. All right, now on to our next story. So, not the only reckless driver we're talking about today. In fact, I got a few of these. A reckless pickup nearly caused disaster in Phuket with a collision with an 18-wheeler. All right, anyways, let me keep going. A reckless pickup driver in Phuket narrowly avoided disaster after cutting in front of an 18-wheeler hauling a crane near Chung Talay police station on January 27th. CCTV footage shows the pickup attempting a risky maneuver, only to be dragged down the road by the massive truck, coming dangerously close to motorcyclists at a red light. The vehicle finally stopped after lightly tapping another car, with no injuries reported. Despite the dangerous incident, police have not announced any charges and have obscured vehicle details in the footage. Authorities are urging drivers to respect traffic rules to prevent similar incidents. What is with people, man? I feel like, look, obviously, in Southeast Asia, there's a lot of not so good drivers, I want to say. People acting a little too impatient. One of the other major issues is, I'm not sure if it was a problem here, but yaba, the old methamphetamine, is it always rears its ugly head, particularly with workers that are driving. This is certainly something I've seen an issue with Bolt drivers and Grab drivers, but people that are working long hours tend to turn to the drug in order to stay awake and energetic, and it leads to some erratic behavior and some poor decision making. So not sure if that was involved here. I'm not going to accuse the guy of something he didn't do, but he certainly did put other people in danger with his actions. Guys, I don't know. Defensive driving. Be careful on the roads. There's a lot of crazy people out there. Singing My Car says, yikes. Sanjay, you're here on time today. Good morning, Thailand. Hello. And Damien says, they just don't care and everyone thinks they're in the right. I mean, yeah, except when there's CCTV footage and they can clearly see who is in the wrong. But I think it is a problem. And one of the main reasons why I always say on the show, I hate driving and I love outsourcing that stress to other people so that I don't have to deal with it and the responsibility is not mine. Easy enough here in Thailand to do, but not an option for a lot of people. So just be careful out there, everyone. You mean it's ugly mouth. What are we talking about? I missed it. Live or die by the ways of the crossing, says Chad on the road. Yeah, indeed. Be careful. And Sing in My Car, when you play tag, you know an 18-wheeler's always going to weed. Yeah. One of my favorite subreddits on Reddit is, pardon my language, it's early in the morning, but it's called r/bitch I'm a bus, where it's just videos of people challenging buses on the roads and losing because buses are so much bigger and always win. So check it out. And Sing in My Car says, this would turn I sing in my car to I'm cussing in my car. No doubt. And Black Tie says, teach rules of the road in school. Meth mouth. Gotcha. Not head, says Jason. Yeah, unfortunately, it does seem like some road rule education it seems to be lacking sometimes out here. All right, moving on, we have a classic Tiger tale, I should say, as an altercation between, Farangs. That's right, a Thai and Irish couple has reported a Swiss man after a restaurant altercation. So a Thai-Irish couple in Prachuap Khiri Khan filed a police complaint on January 28th after an alleged verbal assault by a Swiss national known as Mr. Matthias at a local restaurant. The incident, which occurred on January 24th, is believed to be linked to an ongoing dispute over unleashed dogs on Ban Suan Loong Beach. The couple had previously reported Mr. Matthias for allowing his dogs to intimidate beachgoers despite municipal bans. CCTV footage captured the restaurant altercation, prompting a police investigation. The dispute, ongoing since last year, has affected local tourism, with Mr. Matthias' lawyer now appealing an order to remove the dogs. I don't know what is with people and thinking like, oh, they're my dogs, they're fine. I don't need to put them on leash in public places. This has been an ongoing issue here at this location, not just here, but elsewhere in Thailand as well. Not very respectful, and thinking they can do whatever they want, no matter what. Look, I've said it before. You think your dog is safe. How do I know that? I'm just a stranger on the beach, and he's coming up to me excitedly. Maybe he's fun, maybe he's friendly, maybe he's gonna bite a chunk out of me. I don't know. And that's the reason why we put dogs on leashes in public spaces. Look, obviously this has come to a boiling point. The couple has been dealing with this guy for over a month now, since it goes back to last year, and finally they've had enough and filed this police report. Not sure what the fines will be, what the punishment will be, if this guy will be able to make it off. He's Swiss, so there does appear to be a little bit of leniency when it comes to Farang perpetrators. When the victims are also Farang, who knows? I guess we'll have to find out. But let me know your thoughts. What should the punishment be for such irresponsible pet owner behavior? Let me know in the comments. Sing in My Car, got a joke. Who let the dogs out? Apparently Mr. Matthias did, indeed. Jason Justice says, my old lady's town. I forgot to ask her about the story when I heard about it the other day. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious, because this is like small town beef, little Hatfields and McCoys thing going on. But yeah, I think in my book, there's clearly one party in the right. Vimal says, Farang versus Farang. Whoever has the stronger passport wins. Well, in this, I don't know. We got Ireland against Switzerland. Those are pretty beefy passports over there. But in any case, I think we'll just let the police sort this out. I don't know. It's very frustrating to me when you see this kind of a story and somebody is so clearly in the right and someone's so clearly in the wrong that this is even a debate. But I guess we'll find out soon. All right. And Damien says, maybe keep your elephant on a leash, man. I know my elephant scares the poo out of people. As long as you leash your elephants, we're all okay. Respect the elephants, guys. All right, moving on. Now, unfortunately, we have a tragic incident that involves more bad driving. I don't know how many times I have to say it, guys, but be careful. A British Thai teen has been involved in a fatal road crash in Pattaya. A fatal road crash in Pattaya on January 28th left one woman dead and another seriously injured. A 19-year-old British Thai man known as Mr. Lewis was driving a Toyota Fortuner that collided with a Yamaha Grand Filano motorcycle carrying two riders. Witnesses reported that the Fortuner was speeding and aggressively overtaking before hitting the motorcycle, dragging it over 100 meters. CCTV footage confirmed the high-speed collision. The motorbike passenger, 19-year-old Miss Tassani, later died in the hospital. Police took Mr. Lewis into custody, with breathalyzer results showing no alcohol. Investigators are reviewing footage to determine if reckless driving charges will be filed. Well, I think if there's CCTV footage, he ended up dragging the bike for 100 meters, speeding, according to witnesses. This seems like the evidence is certainly piling up against the young teenage person. It's tragic all around, right? Because obviously, maybe he wasn't drunk, but he was certainly acting reckless, according to witness accounts. The loss of life is, she's irreplaceable. It's impossible to take this back. And so young, right? A teenager as well, 19 years old, barely able to drive. Is he even able to? What's the driving age in Thailand, by the way?
15. I'm not sure. It's 18.
Okay. Anyways, so it could have been legally behind the wheel, but still, no taking away the irrationality and the hubris of youth. Unfortunately, ruining several lives here in this incident, but. Yeah, I guess we'll find out exactly what the punishment will be for him. Certainly happy he will be off the roads for the foreseeable future. All right. Yes. Yeah. Driving ain't the thing in Thailand, says Africa Islam. I am inclined to agree with you. And of course, big truck versus small bike. There's going to be a clear winner. Yikes, says a lot of people. That sucks. Indeed. Condolences to the family of the crash victim. Hearts go out for sure, Elliot. Yeah. You saw a man X'd on purpose in a similar situation. Horrifying, Jason. And finally, thank you. Let's move on. As Scotty D reminds everybody to please like the stream. Don't like the story, okay? It does support me and the channel a lot. Would greatly appreciate it because, I got to bring you the news, don't I? All right, moving on, let's get into our next story. We have some controversy coming out of the jails of Thailand. That's right, a jailed Chinese tycoon is accusing Thai officials of mistreatment. She Zhejiang, a high-profile Chinese inmate and alleged scam network leader, has accused Thai officials of mistreatment at Bangkok Remand Prison. Arrested in 2022, he faces extradition to China but has appealed the order. His lawyer claims he was harassed, held in solitary confinement, shackled, and denied medical care after speaking to Al Jazeera, alleging China once asked him to spy. Thai authorities deny the claims, stating he was moved to Klong Pem Central Prison, due to rule violations and emphasizing that he receives standard inmate rights, including medical care and letter correspondence. Interpol has been contacted for assistance. All right, so to be noted that the Thai officials are saying, no, you don't get any special mistreatment. We mistreat all of our prisoners exactly the same way. No, this is obviously a big issue in Thailand. It is not known for its very humane treatment of prisoners in its prisons. So, yeah, I'm not convinced that this guy is getting particular mistreatment when it comes to his stay in Thai prison. Who knows? Apparently, according to the allegations, this man has brought tons of misery to tons of people. But I also don't blame him for wanting to fight extradition to China, where I would probably argue that conditions might be even worse. You could even disappear, as is so often the case in Chinese prison systems. So, in any case, the fact that he's able to have correspondence with news outlets and get his story out there kind of shows that there is some. There are certain rights that he is allowed to have. At the same time, I'm all for humane treatment of prisoners at the end of the day. I think, cruel and unusual punishment is not great. Solitary confinement is a pretty serious thing. It can drive people crazy. But at the same time, it's a bit of a he said, she said. And, hard to believe somebody who is a scam call kingpin, at least according to the allegations. So we'll see. This is an ongoing dispute and has reached international news. So we'll see if if any answers will be forthcoming. All right. Yeah, it sounds like not a happy Chinese New Year for him, says International Travel Cats. Indeed. And Vimal says, funny how all these people are expecting Sheridan Sukhumvit experience in a Thai jail. Agreed, right? Like, it's hard to expect that people will have royal treatment when you're spending time in prison. And at the same time, it does appear that he's gotten certain privileges, being able to speak to the media, fighting off his extradition to China. Yeah, I don't know if this is just an overly sensitive man put in a position he never thought he was going to be in. Yeah, it's hard for me to take his word too seriously. Yeah, and Damien says, depends on where he's sent to jail. If he's got money, he most likely will be okay. Yeah, the problem is, whose money does he have? Probably a lot of unfortunate people who fell for his scams, allegedly. I gotta throw that in there because we're still pending prosecution here. All right, I'm gonna sip. Now, yeah, UFO Journal says, some people have no clue. Indeed. I don't know. All right, moving on. We have some good news. Thailand's aviation sector is nearing a full recovery to post-COVID numbers, says the CAAT. Thailand's aviation sector is set to recover to pre-pandemic levels in 2024, with passenger numbers expected to reach 25 million, according to the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand. While 2019 saw 165 million passengers, 2024 recorded an 85% recovery at 140 million more. Delays in Chinese tourist returns and aircraft shortages have slowed growth, prompting airlines to lease aircraft under eased regulations. Thailand aimed to rank 9th in global aviation by 2033, up from 19th. The CAAT is also working to regain FAA Category 1 certification, which would allow Thai airlines to expand flights to the US and key Asian markets. All right, so 2024 saw us almost get all the way back up to the 2019 numbers. 2025, hopefully, will be there and beyond. So we'll see. That is good news, though, because obviously tourism is the lifeblood of Thailand, and flight numbers are such an important indicator of where those numbers will go. So congratulations to the Thai tourism industry and the airports, especially since I know they're putting in a lot of work to try and streamline immigration processes and security processes and all of that stuff to make it easier to get in and out of the land of smiles. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Do you think this is a good thing for Thailand? Or for those of you that are here, are you going to be annoyed with the massive influx of tourists coming from all over the world? Let me know. Okay, okay, hold on one second. So, Sing in My Car, hold on, what is this news? Yeah, okay, so apparently Sing in My Car is breaking some news here, not a joke. I will just tell you guys very quickly in the middle of this stream. Apparently a massive plane crash over the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. in a feared mass casualty event. So, ground stop in effect at the Reagan National Airport after a small aircraft crashes in to the Potomac River. Okay, so small airline, apparently, but enough to shut down the airport. So we'll keep our eyes on that, everybody. What is going on? Right in the middle of my airplane, positive story. We got breaking sad news coming out of DC. Let's find out what's going on there a little bit later. But for now, let me get back into my ASEAN section. We're done with the Thailand section of the news. Off to the rest of Southeast Asia. I'll get you some updates on that at the end of the show. Okay, let's do it. Now, first up, we have a conflict between two major ASEAN nations. A fatal Malaysian Marine maritime shooting has sparked protests in Jakarta, Indonesia. The Indonesian embassy in Kuala Lumpur has gained consular access to 4 nationals injured in a fatal shooting by Malaysia's Maritime Enforcement Agency off Selangor's coast on January 26th. 2 victims remain in critical condition, while 1 has died and is being repatriated. Survivors deny any armed resistance against the MMEA officers. The Indonesian government is pressing for a full investigation with a lawyer reviewing legal options. Malaysian authorities have launched an inquiry suspending the involved officers. In response, Indonesian labor groups plan a protest outside the Malaysian embassy in Jakarta on Thursday. So, yes, this is an ongoing conflict happening between Malaysia and Indonesia. Migrant workers were apparently not offering any resistance to some enforcement officers from Malaysia, and they shot first and asked questions later, at least allegedly, according to the victims of the shootings, and of course 1 man dead. This is sparking massive protests in KL against the Malaysian embassy. This is very unfortunate news because Malaysia and Indonesia are strong trading partners that typically have a long-standing friendship and relationship with each other. However, in this case, this is sowing some tensions. Hopefully the investigation is able to shed some light on what actually happened. And fortunately, the officers are suspended for now. Will they be facing criminal repercussions? That remains to be seen. But we'll see. Big news coming out of Malaysia and Indonesia. Curious to hear your thoughts, everybody, on what the results might be. All right. Moving on. Let me say a quick update on the airplane. Singing My Car says, White House press secretary said President Trump is aware of the situation, adding that it tragically appears military helicopter collided with a regional jet. I'm trusting on that one. Singing My Car, that is unheard of. Hearing two aircrafts crashing into each other, that seems like I don't know, I saw that in Breaking Bad, so I've seen it in TV, but very crazy to think that it could happen in real life. Good morning, Alpha Bravo. Damien Jesser says, happens there. There is a movie with Tom Hanks about a crash into the river. Seems it happens sometimes. I think the Tom Hanks movie, what was it, Sully, I believe it was called, or something like that. It was a nice build-up on wings. Yeah, that one was actually not tragic, though. This one seems, we'll see some unfortunate news coming out of it. Okay, moving on. We are back in Indonesia as French and Australian battleships have docked in Bali for a diplomatic visit. 4 naval ships, 3 French frigates, and 1 Australian battleship have docked at Bali's Benoa port, for a week-long visit, strengthening military ties with Indonesia. The French frigates FNS Forbin, FNS Provence, and FNS Alsace arrived on January 28th for crew changes, tourism, and maintenance, while Australia's HMAS Hobart docked earlier on January 26th. After their visit, the French ships will sail to the Philippines and Japan. Indonesian naval officials see this as an opportunity for joint drills, military exchanges, and defense cooperation. Meanwhile, France's nuclear-powered Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier is stationed at Guilmas Port Lombok. This is good news. I love to see the international cooperation and, of course, the show of force from the French navies and the Australian navies to show off. Look, all of these countries want to sort of band together and sort of stymie the influence of China and the muscle flexing and saber rattling in the South China Sea. So alliances like this and military exercises and cooperation sort of show that these countries are not alone when it comes to standing up to their regional rivals. Also good to hear that it is other countries outside of the United States, which is so often involved in these things, because a little unclear what sort of geopolitical foreign policy direction the Trump administration is going to be going with so many of these relationships. So, good for Indonesia and these other Southeast Asian countries to have a little bit more stability with having a more diverse group of allies coming in and exchanging these military exercises and support. So, anyways, solid. Congratulations. Have fun. And also, of course, whenever the sailors come to town, probably pretty good for the economy, maybe at least for the bars, that's for sure. All right. Australia and Indonesia do a lot together, says Damien Jesser. Absolutely true. Obviously, I think Bali has to deal with being inundated with Australian tourists constantly. So it makes sense that they have some more formal relations as well. Is her hat an original piece of the uniform? I missed it. Alpha Bravo. I didn't see the footage. It could be, could not be. And Damien says, even the Philippines get into it, so do USA. Yeah, of course. So, this is why China also gets stressed out, because they feel that, they're surrounded by a wall of Western allies, right? You've got, like, South Korea, then you go to Japan, then it's down to Taiwan, the Philippines, you wrap around, you got the Southeast Asian nations, which have strong relationships as well. So, you can also understand China's nerves about it, too. But, hopefully this all remains saber-rattling and not actual, nothing hot. Okay, moving on. For the end, I have 2 stories about influencers, behaving badly, I guess. Our first one deals with a Singaporean influencer who has been fined for false kidnapping claims. Ugh. Singaporean beauty influencer Amira Leila Ho has been fined 1,000 ringgit, or about $228, by a Malaysian court for falsely claiming she was nearly kidnapped at a Johor Bahru mall. Her viral post alleged that a couple drugged her with tea leaves and attempted to abduct her. but police investigations, including CCTV footage, disproved the claim. Ho pleaded guilty to providing false information and immediately paid the fine. Authorities warned against spreading misinformation that causes public anxiety, particularly regarding safety. The incident sparked online debates about security at Johor Bahru, a major border crossing between Malaysia and Singapore. Okay, that's annoying. All right, first of all, the fine, 1,000 ringgit, $228. Not sure that's going to even cause a dent in the bank account of a Singaporean influencer. Obviously, this is one of the issues that I have when it comes to fines for celebrities behaving badly. It's usually not an actual punishment. It's just a sort of a fee for committing the crime in the first place. So causing a whole bunch of stink, a whole bunch of drama, and for what end, right? Just sort of to like cry wolf and get attention for yourself. So, of course, she immediately pled guilty, paid the fine. She's back to doing whatever she was doing before. Disgusting behavior, I think. And I think that, the internet should shame her. Because there's so many real incidents, man. We've done plenty of kidnapping stories here on the Thaiger that there is no need to cry wolf in this situation. There's plenty of people that are dealing with it in a real and serious way. So when this kind of story happens, it cheapens it for everybody else. Don't cry wolf, everybody. And let me know your thoughts. What should the proper punishment be for such an incident? Please let me know in the comments. International travel cats. Nothing like a false kidnapping to get those likes. Indeed. Gotta love the engagement. I don't know. I get yelled at sometimes for the stories that I do, but at least I'm just reporting what is actually happening. I'm not trying to make things up as I go along. So, yes, I think this is a bridge too far. We'll see. And Alpha Bravo saying, tea is no drug. It's medicine if no milk added. Fair enough. I don't like milk in my tea either. Yeah, exactly. I was like, tea leaves. Is that a poison now? What are we doing? Was it Lily of the Valley? Where my Breaking Bad fans at? Huh? No? Spoilers? Okay, fair enough. And Jason says, didn't read those tea leaves correctly. Yeah, I was like, how do you... Look, how did she know? Like, I have so many questions. Like, I was drugged by tea leaves. Were you just drinking tea? And like, wait a second, this isn't the tea I ordered? Something like that. Or were you drinking something and then you noticed somebody spiked some tea leaves in there? Nothing makes sense in this story, and that's why she was caught so quickly. Damien says, tea is meant to be a plant organic problem. Hard to bring in organic things to most countries. Big thing, customs worldwide. Not that it's drugs, it's a big problem. Fair enough. Yeah, tea. And just be careful when talking about random side chat about issues you are not aware of, says UFO Journal. Yeah, fair enough. Don't run your mouth off. But we are on a news channel. We're here to discuss things as well. All right, moving on to our last story today, and I apologize in advance. You might want to close your eyes. This comes with a flashing lights warning for anybody with prone to epilepsy or something like that. Not even sure why I'm doing this story, but I thought it'd be a happy story. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Whatever, let's get into it as we go over to Cambodia. Cambodian rapper known as G David's new song hits 500,000 views in one day, but sparks controversy. Cambodian rapper G David's latest song, known as Bruh, Seriously? I can't believe I'm saying this. Has exploded in popularity, reaching 500,000 YouTube views in just one day. However, the track has sparked controversy, with critics accusing him of copying other artists, including Travis Scott. Singer Mai Sokun questioned G David's originality, while netizen Ngon Chan David took issue with a lyric mocking physical disabilities. Despite the backlash, the song continues to gain traction online, fueling debate over artistic originality and lyrical content in Cambodia's hip-hop scene. God. Bruh, seriously? How are you going to make fun of handicapped people? All right. Anyways, I gave it a listen. I'm not sure that I'd encourage you to do the same. Certainly, there's a lot of, auto-tune worked into it. You can understand the complaints about him being in, ripping off artists like Travis Scott. Not that that's original in the first place. I mean, this goes back to our T-Pain days, Kanye West. So, does anybody really have a reign on the use of autotune? What do you think, Cambodia? Please let me know. Are you listening to Bruh Seriously? And if not, why not? I have my reasons. Okay, anyways, let me... Jason Justice says, discount fever dream. We have fever dreams at home. Indeed. Thank you for taking off that footage, Avishai. I can only take so much. All right. let me wrap up the show, guys, before getting into the comments. Guys, that'll do it. So please, one last thing. I got to plug my show. We're quickly selling. We've sold almost more than half of our tickets for next week's February 7th Leaf, Laugh, Love, Dangerous Mike collaboration at the Siam Hotel, starring myself as your host, Philip Koo as our featured act, and Charles the French as our headliner. February 7th. Please go get your tickets. I'll post that into the chat right now. You can go to Megatix to find them, or go to Leaf, Laugh, Love Comedy on Instagram to get more information. Now, you can always go to thetiger.com for more news updates throughout the day. We are constantly posting new articles to keep you informed. And if you want to continue the conversation, you could go to asianow.com, where we are the largest expat forum in Thailand and rapidly growing around the region. For now, I'll see you all tomorrow, and let me get into the comments to see what you guys are saying.